guys, my name is Lelasophia. I am an artist and fine jewelry designer. If you guys are new here, thank you so much for tuning in. I can't wait to see you in all of my future videos. Make sure that you like this video, subscribe to my channel, follow me on Instagram at Lelasophia Jewelry. I put out videos every Wednesday, Friday, and Sunday, so I cannot wait to see you guys in the next one. Today, we're gonna be doing, hello, I found my calling. This is my version of the espresso makeup look. Love the latte makeup look, was gonna do one. Literally found the espresso makeup look today and said I've been summoned. I've been called. This is what I wear every single day. This is my kind of smoky, really beautiful brown, black, a little bit blurred, very glowy, everyday makeup look. I was literally planning on doing the latte makeup trend, which, by the way, I did not actually plan on painting my nails. This gorgeous espresso shade, totally a coincidence, but I saw the latte makeup and I was like, yes, we love this look. Literally today, I'm doing my normal YouTube rounds, watching all my favorite videos, and I see espresso makeup, and I say less. This is what I do every single day, so here we go. Always start out with my eyes, which I'm picking up my 4 very worn Pat McGrath palettes. We're gonna play around with a couple of these. I literally wish I could make my own Pat McGrath palette. That would be so much easier, but that's okay. We love Pat enough to have 1,000 different ones. And as you guys see, you'll just keep seeing they're very messy. They're very loved. I have a couple of these guys, and we're just gonna play around and do kind of like my everyday makeup, but very Lelasophia. Okay, please forgive the state of this palette because clearly this is my favorite. I'm gonna start out with my inner corner and mix the shade and the shade and just go right here, right on the inner corner. I think that like my one makeup trick I couldn't live without would be an inner corner highlight. I swear to you, on the days that I'm just popping around, not wearing any makeup, this is the one thing that I do, and I'll usually just kind of buff it out. If then I put on a little glowy balm on my face and then some highlighter, this is literally all I'll do. I love it so much. I've been doing it since high school, I think I said in my first makeup video. And then we're gonna start with another one of the Pat palettes. We're gonna go in with this kind of shimmery brown, and we're gonna go on the lower and upper lid. I'm just gonna start by lining that lower lash line. Not lining technically, kind of smoking out that lower lash line. The difference even just that makes. I have very interesting, very kind of quintessential Moroccan eyes. They're sunken, yet large. It's an interesting thing. It's kind of an interesting combination, and obviously my eyes are hooded, but I also have a lot of space between my crease and my eyebrow, so there's a lot going on. I'm just gonna bring this up just a tiny bit, just on that little inner corner, and then we're gonna start smoking out this crease. And especially for my hooded eyes, I know that I can kind of be a little bit messy at first, and I'll tell where my eyes actually open, where there's actually gonna be some light focused on both sides, and then we're gonna get to where latte mixes in with espresso. Even just this already, like on a kind of, okay, I need to go run some errands. Maybe I need to look a little bit more put together than just my regular gym look. I'll do this and mascara and some liner, which we'll get to, and that's it for an espresso makeup look, which I pretty much do every single day. This is kind of my version. I think I said in the video that I got this. This is so ironic because this is actually my most recent mothership, which I don't know how that happened, but I love her and I should have gotten her years ago. So I'm gonna take, obviously, which is clearly my favorite shade, this really pretty gray shade, which I know we're gonna be using grays and browns. On me, these can get to look actually very browny, and because we're mixing it with that first layer of brown, I'm gonna do the same exact thing, go over that brown on my lower lid, and like, look at the difference. So subtle, so chic. I do the same thing. I always try to connect that little gap that I have. It just gives me the smallest bit of definition, I think. And because I stopped wearing any wing liners, that was my thing. You know, I'm sure all of us in the 2010s, all of us millennials are wing liners. You know, it's hard not to love a good wing. As soon as I stopped wearing it, I kind of felt like I found my vibe more, found my style a little bit more. But the thing that I think is so interesting about all of these trends, we know me. I had an entire video literally dedicated to trends and why I think trends are great for some reasons, but why ultimately I kind of think trends are very, very challenging. You know, something like the latte makeup trend, it's so pretty, it's so gorgeous, but I'm sure a lot of people can argue, you know, it's what a lot of brown girls do on a daily basis. That was always kind of my go-to. I think my smoky eye look came from me really wanting to find something very culturally representative. You guys know I am Moroccan on my father's side. I look exactly like him. I'm the spitting image of him and my aunt. I find that our beauty standards have really, really, really been lost in time. And yet when you go to the country, you all of a sudden see these beautiful kind of longer lasting beauty trends or whatnot, really ingrained in our culture. And I told my best friend the other day, I was joking that like the most Moroccan thing I could do is wear a heavy smoky eye with nothing else on my face, just a little bit of something to me it up, a highlighter. Honestly, that's what I do on like a very, very regular basis. You see so many Moroccan women wearing very kind of intense eye makeup. Obviously, you know, we are the OGs of the kohl liner, and then you kind of smudge it out. It kind of makes me very sad that a lot of our kind of beauty traditions have been very lost. Shout out to Iman Hammam, as always, who is my Moroccan sister, and I'm so grateful that she is a model and out there and kind of showcasing our beauty. One of my favorite tricks, especially if you have hooded eyes, especially if you have sunken eyes, I'm gonna take two shades, this crazy beautiful gold, and then also this one, which you can see I've used a ton. I'm gonna put them both on my kind of inner crease, not my inner corner, but my inner crease with my finger, because I think especially shimmer shades should always be used with your hands, of course. Wash your hands, make sure they're sanitary. This inner corner highlight, like even just already, it brightens up your entire day. And I do a couple layers because that's what we need to do. The more pigmented gold one is on, I'm gonna go on with this even kind of more, it's like bigger sparkles, so it makes it very, very, very shimmery. And this I'm gonna do, I still have one more lid step, but this kind of, I want to be like, not the top layer, I still want to add a layer on top so that this doesn't seem so disjointed. This palette, by the way, is probably one of the best for a latte makeup palette. If I'm doing more latte makeup, this is the one. I believe this is the Divine Rose 1. I'll put it on the screen if I'm wrong. And don't worry about the fallout. I'm gonna actually go back in because this is Espresso with that really pretty shimmery brown shade. One more time, then we're going in for the black, okay? Just to marry all these shades together, you totally do not need to do this. I know some of you guys are probably like, oh, this is 8 extra steps than what I would normally do. But again, this is just what I found works for me. Now we're going in with the black. And this black I actually think is not the blackest black. This is from the, again, Mothership 1 palette, this black right here. We are gonna start by going in just kind of like, let's say a third of the way on the bottom lashes. And you can see it's not too black. I actually have kind of more of a drugstore palette that I just picked up from LA Girl. That black is real pigmented. And so you gotta be careful. And this one is not as crazy. It's more of that kind of toned down gray black, almost more of like a blending shade. You can see it, but it's not too crazy. Same thing as always, I bring it up just a little bit. Like it's barely even hitting my eyeball, but it's kind of just connecting the bottom and the top. And then same thing, gonna take my bigger end, which by the way, this is like some really sad, this is an Urban Decay eye makeup brush that literally came with a palette from forever ago. And I don't know, it's tried and true. I've been using it for a really long time. Just on the outsides, I'm gonna take that black shade and kind of marry everything together. It looks much darker than it's going to with the rest of my face makeup, but we're getting there. Espresso Makeup I think is such a cool, it's such a sweet, you know, as I always say, trends kind of go in opposing ways. They kind of bounce around a circle, I always say, which I don't know, I'm a visual gal. Don't know if that makes any sense to you. So I actually thought it was a really cute way to tie in latte and espresso makeup and say day to evening. But they are kind of very different vibes. Latte makeup is supposed to be like very sun-kissed, gorgeous. And what I interpret espresso makeup as is like a traditional, gorgeous, kind of blown out, smoky eye. But very 2023, very kind of like blurred, almost no makeup on your face, but bronzed goddess glowy. For my actual face, I've been loving, I know, very, very basic, the Physicians Formula Butter Glow. I use this in my kind of skin video. I've never worn foundation. I've always preferred a glowy layer. For a while, I was using, for a long time actually, for years I was using the IPKN. But the thing is that it didn't blend out as much. This, by the way, is how I clean up my fallouts, as opposed to pasting a makeup wipe, which sometimes I have to do if things get real messy. But I just use that first glowy layer and clean up the little fallout, which it kind of just wipes right away. You guys know I have PCOS. As my skin has, you know, been, today is a much better day. This last week was really challenging, as I've been having a lot more breakouts just because of my hormones. Even with breakouts, I still prefer the look of no foundation. I think it's just totally a personal preference. It could also be me just really, really loving giving myself a more authentic cultural look and really focusing on the eyes versus the skin, but it's totally just my preference. That is all blended in. Speak of the devil, we're gonna cover up some of my blemishes. So with the Fendi, this is like years old concealer stick. I think this is in the shade Bamboo. I'm just gonna go ahead and conceal my little blemishes. I also have just a few acne scars that, I mean, I feel very, very blessed. I feel like I need a good summer in the sun. I need to go away and get some ocean water, get some sun, and then that usually does the trick. I don't recommend it. I know a lot of people are very against sun exposure. I don't know. I'm one of those people who like really, really always needs to be in the ocean and in the sun while still wearing SPF, don't worry. But I find that my skin reacts the best whenever I'm away on vacation in the sun and getting what my life needs. That's really all I'm gonna do for concealer. Every once in a while, which I kind of hate because it looks very cakey to me, but I'll do the tiniest little dab right here. I had a photo shoot, when was this? Probably like 4-ish months ago. And I was a little bit rudely reminded of how, because of my sunken eyes, how deep my under eye bags could be. And then I got home and like, even though I was a little offended and kind of had to like, had a moment of questioning myself and being like, do I need under eye filler? I was like, I look exactly like my dad. It's a beautiful thing. Love exactly the person, how you were born, everything, flaws and all. Okay, now we're getting on to the good stuff. This is, again, same as my no foundation video. I love this. This is my favorite bronzer stick I've ever had from Merit Beauty. Again, we're gonna be so simple. Just go right above the cheeks, right? Bronzer goes above, contour goes below. I just like to kind of highlight the natural, where my face would actually get sun. This is so easy to blend out. For a long time I used the Milk makeup. I also tried the Fenty one that I got with my other little contour stick. And nope, this is so preferred. I have yet to try the LYS, which I really like their lip balm, so maybe I should. I love Meredith Beauty. I'm sure so many of you guys watch her. She also is just like so positive. I really struggle with anxiety. I have a panic disorder, which I never talk about. And she sounds like she has a very similar situation happening. And she talks about it in such a positive way because she travels so much. I get very bad travel anxiety, and so I'm inspired by her. First layer of bronzer is all blended. And then here's where I had a bit of a dilemma because I usually use Petal Poppin', the Fenty Beauty blush, cream blush, but I just got this from e.l.f. It was really like, I think $4. This really pretty, yummy, orangey shade. I think for the espresso makeup, I'm actually gonna do this. I know a lot of people are making their latte makeup very blush heavy, but I think I'm gonna go ahead and make mine more kind of monochrome. So I just took some on my finger and I'm gonna put it, I always put my blush really on the apples of my cheeks. Again, like I just don't know that many people with cheeks as prominent as mine, shall we say. And so I don't have like that much of a comparison or somebody to help me where to put it. And so, I don't know, I kind of go back and forth with putting it more so on my cheek bones, what I'm doing right now, versus on the apples of my cheeks. I actually genuinely go back and forth between which one I like better, but for this more orangey shade, I kind of like it right on my cheekbones. While we're sticking with the liquid portion, which I'm only gonna do a little bit of powder. I love this, you guys. This is like years old. This is the Nude Sticks highlighter. That Rare Beauty one I was using for a really long time. And then I would catch a glimpse of myself like in the mirror or somewhere if I was out. And it would be a little bit like unblended, even though I blended it for 1,000 hours while I was doing my makeup. There's something a little bit, I don't know if it dries too quickly or if it just doesn't, like it doesn't have a, what's that called? Like it doesn't taper as well. This one truly just like melts into your skin. Long story short, I don't know. I love that highlighter and I just think it blends in really beautifully. I wear it with makeup and with no makeup. Here's where this gets embarrassing. This is a very old bronzer I have from Rimmel London. This is a very high-low makeup video. I've had this for years and it actually looks really pretty. Obviously, we're very glowy. And so just to add a tiny bit of that matte powder, I'm just gonna go over where I put my bronzer before and then do even like one more kind of blend with my fingers. I, for the longest time, was not wearing any powder on my face. I think also just with COVID, I was doing such little makeup and really just focusing on my eyes, if anything. So it's actually kind of nice to get back to some powder. Here's the part where I'm just gonna kind of like clean up, not make any lines too harsh or too crazy, and tend to get kind of like this hollow area right here. So I want to make sure that it's not like such a crazy chiseled line. I think especially for the latte makeup look transitioning to espresso, we're gonna keep everything super blurred. Again, normally I will do Petal Poppin' by Fenty Beauty cream. And then of course, I'm a millennial, okay? So I'm of course gonna use always Orgasm Blush by NARS. However, I busted this out from my like bigger makeup kit and I'm gonna use the color Luster, which I used for a while. I had a moment of like having very minimal kind of like no makeup tones, and this color actually blends really well with the e.l.f. cream orangey color. We're just gonna do the tiniest little bit, same area right here. Ooh, I don't know if you can tell the difference, but that's actually so pretty. Because I love such a glowy base, this is really nice. I filmed one video with no powder blush on and I was like, whoops, never doing that again. The glow base plus the glow blush, it was a lot. Now back to my eyes. I find that once my eyes have set while I was doing my face, which I always do, and here's where I'll just blend my eye smoky eye shades out just the tiniest bit. I think what's so cool about espresso makeup is that It really doesn't have to be perfect, and it looks different on everyone. Again, speak of the devil. Meredith did such a beautiful one. And obviously mine is so different, but then other ones I've seen are a lot smokier like mine. And like, look at that, you guys. I don't know. I think this is so pretty. Again, you can kind of see so much when I close my eyes. When I open my eyes, this is my face totally relaxed, looking up, and then closed eyes. It gives it some dimension, and especially that shimmer in the corner is really everything. Here's where we bring it all together. I've been loving the Refi Beauty kind of eyebrow laminator kind of effect brow gel. You guys know I never touch any color on my eyebrows. These are just, you know, me, natural, crazy. I just have learned to go in my fully natural direction after, you know, 30 years of learning which eyebrow hairs want to go where. For the longest time, I would brush this portion down because I thought everybody else was doing that, and I thought it looked more sculpted or something, and then I realized that my eyebrow hairs don't actually grow like that. This little part grows up, this little part, and then it's just pretty much, you know, due west from there. And I just heard Tamara Kalanick say, it gets a little bit messy. There's like some weird residue that happens from it, but we're gonna give Refi a total pass because no other brow gel will hold my brows like this. Show me another one and I'll use it, I'll go for it. But this is like pure magic, especially because I don't touch any color on my brows. I really need something that's like actually gonna hold. You have the Kosas one, and there's really no comparison. I set my face with just the NYX setting spray so quickly off camera so you didn't have to see my wet entire face. High-low again, okay, Maybelline. This is the Colossal Mascara. This is the best mascara. You can make fun of my mirror in the comments or to yourselves, don't worry, but I said this, I think I joked in my last video. The worse the mirror, the better it looks in real life. This is probably a free gift with purchase from Sephora like 8 years ago. And I love a lot of mascara. As you guys know, I do the top and bottom lashes. I never in my life understood why people just do mascara on the front. I'm like, wiggle it around, get it everywhere. It's just me again, very millennial. I like a good spidery lash. Going in with, again, this is probably the most Moroccan step in all of my makeup steps. This is what I will wear on a day with no makeup, and that inner corner highlight, and this is my favorite thing ever. I do right here on the very precipice of my bottom eyelid. If you guys can see that, this is like right on the edge where my eyelashes grow out. Most important part that I learned way too late in life is to bring it all the way to the edge. And then that little last connecting step, I don't know, makes the biggest difference in my life. You guys don't have to do this, but I'm gonna do one more coat of mascara because why not? I find that when I do one coat, it's like, oh my God, what beautiful lashes. And then when I do 2 coats, I'm like, it's me. It's so me. I've been doing this for probably like maybe over 15 years, and we are all done. I'm just gonna do my last little lip. You guys know I'm so basic with my lips. My favorite shade currently in Charlotte Tilbury lipsticks is Nude Katie. I literally just put a tiny bit and then dab it. Mix it immediately. What shade is this? With In the Buff from Tom Ford. We can see I've used a lot. I've really loved this. I just put right over top and kind of like melt them together. I don't know why I hate the look of lip liner on myself. I love kind of a sheer gloss. That has been my version of the espresso eye makeup look. I know I wear this during the day so much, but this is so perfect for evening, so perfect for events. Thank you guys as always for watching. We're gonna get back to our normal luxury handbags and fine jewelry. But as always, I can't wait to see you in the next one. Bye guys.